Grandpa? 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 I have a grandpa that has Alzheimer's. It's a sickness that makes the person that's got it not remember stuff so good. I remember my grandmother a lot before she had Alzheimer's disease, when she could speak, when she could walk, when she could hug me. My grandpa Brooks is really great and he loves children. Sometimes he does remember my name, sometimes he doesn't. He's losing his memory. He doesn't remember my name.
By now, he doesn't know anybody.
He seems like he doesn't know where he is.
It's like you're watching them fade away.
I'm Maria Shriver, and my dad has Alzheimer's. So I'm a child of Alzheimer's. My children are children of Alzheimer's. And I've learned a lot from them and how to deal with a parent who has Alzheimer's. And there are many lessons that our children can teach us as more and more of us deal with parents who have Alzheimer's.
60, 70 of them. It's amazing.
Wow, that's awesome. Do you ever worry about when you're gonna forget us or anything?
It's possible, but I don't know when it would happen. And of course, a lot of things will be happening at that same time, and I'm not trying to get trouble for you. It's just a matter of I don't know how long it'll take.
Yeah.
I want to keep it long enough so that I don't ever worry about it.
Will it be for the rest of my life or for the rest of your life? Or will you forget me and then remember me another time and then forget me again?
I would not to have that happen, but that doesn't mean it won't happen. If I've forgotten you, I probably will not ever remember you again.
Oh, that's kind of scary. How do you define the word memory?
How are you going to define memory?
Think and not know. Is that all right?
It seemed like he was really sympathetic and understood that we really needed him to talk to us about it.
How do I feel?
Yeah,
Standing up, sitting down, crying, what?
I'm just saying, how does it really feel when you
When I can't remember
say
things?
words?
There are a lot of times I can't remember the word. And so it gets harder and harder to say things. And you can't remember what you want to say, and it won't come out. What do you do with that? Go back to sleep, I guess, but that doesn't go very often.
It makes us nervous when we think about our grandpa and all the Alzheimer's things that could happen. He won't even remember me, so it'll be like I'm a stranger. I'll just have to say, hi, my name is Margaret and stuff. He won't remember me very well.
I've had a problem with his name for some reason, because it's a name I'm not available. I don't know anybody else with that name.
But how about their names? Do you remember their names?
Never
Always?
did. No, I
Always?
just call them kids. Nice kids. Bright kids. You know your mother?
Yeah.
What's her name?
What's her name? Mother.
What's her real name?
Huh?
What's my mom's real name?
What is it now? Doggone it, do I have to have that? Remember, I can talk about it most of the time until you guys come up and ask it. Victoria.
Yeah.
All right. See, it took 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Maybe 6 seconds. I don't know.
I think he understands Alzheimer's disease because my grandma has really filled him in on it, and I think that really helps him a lot, being able to understand what he has.
I think you are forgetting more, dear.
What?
Names of places and names of people.
You think it's worse than I did last year?
We'll see.
I don't think so.
He's
but
having a test right now, which is a big, long 2-day test. So we don't know.
I am?
You went last week.
Do you remember Disneyland?
Once he really forgets us, I think we'll be really, really sad. But for now, we're worried about him, but we're not too sad. Go ready?
Okay, keep it going. You're doing great. It's still up there. You're doing great. Whoops, it's going down now. Why?
I don't really know where everything is heading with him. I don't know if it's gonna get a lot worse or anything. I hope it'll get better, but I don't think that's how it is with Alzheimer's.
When my dad was diagnosed, this was a disease that nobody wanted to talk about. We couldn't have that conversation. And I think the more families sit down and have these open, honest conversations where everybody can say, I don't know what's around the corner, I'm scared, I'm worried, and can air their questions, that's empowering and that's really helpful.
I used to think that it was somehow my fault, but now I just think it's something just happened and it's like a mutation in the genes or something.
It's nobody's fault. It's just something that is happening. And it's just so much about the mind that we don't understand.
Most of us go through life with all these expectations. I think when someone has Alzheimer's, you can't have any expectations because you don't know. And that person doesn't know. It's out of your hands. You are not in control. And therefore you must deal in the present, in the now, with the person who is sitting right in front of you. That's one of the lessons that I've gotten from my father. I remember sitting with him out in the backyard and he asked me if I heard the water and I said, no, that's not the water, that's traffic. And he said, no, I only hear water. And I said, no, you hear traffic. And then I said to myself, oh, wait a minute. Why don't I just go with the fact that that's water? And I said, oh yeah, I hear the water. He said, isn't it beautiful? I said, yeah, it is beautiful. I love the sound of water. And he said, I love the sound of water too. It makes me so peaceful. And I said, yeah, it makes me peaceful too. And all of a sudden the traffic was gone and we were having a conversation about water. And it was a loving, peaceful conversation. And it taught me a great lesson. And from that moment on, I've never corrected my dad ever again.
She's getting worse and worse, but we're kind of learning to deal with it. If you talk to her, she'll respond, but she will talk about something completely different, like it has nothing to do with the subject at all.
The hoggy doggies.
The what? What is it, Nanny?
Hoggy.
Okay. The care is definitely 24/7. You always have to have an eye on her, like even going to the bathroom. You just can't ever leave her alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, it's up, isn't it? Is it up or down?
Nope, that's up.
Oh,
That's you.
that is beautiful.
Do you remember those days after you got married?
Uh-huh.
And then you had Lisa?
Mm-hmm.
I think about her all the time. She's getting worse and worse, and sometimes we can't go places because we have to be there with her. But, I mean, it's kind of worth it because I'm helping her. You want to put Gidget down? You can hold her by her leash. Like see how I'm holding Corey and Bandit? You want to do that? It's okay, you can let her down.
I don't know where she went.
She's right here. It makes me feel bad because she doesn't like it, like she wants to do it on her own, but she can't.
I'm sitting here waiting and
Here, let me help you, Nanny. She's the wrong way.
why are you like that, Sarah?
Nanny, you have to flip her this way. She's gonna get hurt. Come on, all right.
You what? Damn it! You'll
Hey,
stay.
Stop.
I've done that before.
Okay, Nanny, it's okay. Look, she's fine. She has a lot of mood swings. I kind of understand it now. I just see that she's kind of like scared, like she doesn't know what to do.
I can't do things like that.
Even as she has Alzheimer's, she really enjoys music. Like, she was really into Elvis, and we had this little dog, and every time she kind of gets upset, we kind of play it for her, and she'll just dance.
Ain't nothing but a hound dog.
future for Nanny, all I know is never gonna be any better. And Nanny, I really wish you never would have gotten Alzheimer's. It's changed your life and all of our lives. But as long as you're here, that's all that matters. What are you doing?
If you're one of the several 100,000 kids who are taking care of your grandparents, know that you're not alone and know that you're making a huge difference. You bring something to your grandparents' life that nobody can bring but you.
We play puzzles together and we go outside and play. And we go to the park. When my Nana comes out of the daycare and out of the van, I help her out of the van. When I was 6, 7 years old, I would read her stories and sing her songs and dance in front of her. And I still do that. And I do like fashion shows with all my new clothes. And I think it makes her happy.
So much of how I've learned to deal with my dad has come from watching my children, my nieces and nephews. Their joy, the way they engage, the way they're right in the moment, the way they conduct the conversations. I often follow the lead of my own children in dealing with my dad.
This is the most beautiful thing. This is the stars. When you look at them in outer space, in this picture, it's like a cross. He was an astronaut waving. And what's that with you? I have to help because I'm the biggest one. And I can't just go to my mom for everything.
Okay, just make sure he eats all of it because that one has his medicine. That's a good one.
The sickness that he has won't go away until it won't go away.
At first, we didn't think it was that serious, but when she started to forget who we were and more serious things, when she couldn't live in her house anymore and she had to go into old nursing homes and she was getting kicked out of nursing homes for her behavior, that's when it wasn't funny at all. It was scary.
If you're one of those kids who's got a grandma or a grandpa who might not be living at home, but who might be in a facility and your parent wants you to go visit them, it's okay to feel nervous about that, feel like you don't really want to go, wonder about whether it's worth your time, whether they'll know who you are. All of those feelings are valid and they're true and they're okay.
Girls, I can kind of just tell you from the last time you saw Grandma, she's deteriorated more.
Can she talk still?
She's gonna mumble, so there's gonna be a lot of mumbling, and I don't know if you're gonna get a response from her, if you're going to, get anything of recognition.
Can she walk?
No, she's probably gonna be in a chair, like a wheelchair.
I don't like seeing Grandma anymore. I used to enjoy it a lot when we were really young and before it all. But I don't enjoy it as much now because every time I see her, that's one more time I see her like this and one last time that I see her the way she was.
Right.
And it's just more replacing the memory of how she was.
I don't want to see her like that.
You don't want to see her?
No. It's my grandma and I love her, but it's hard because she doesn't know who I am. I used to come to New York a lot to visit her, and we would go to the parks and stuff, and she would take us a lot of places, and she used to have a lot of energy, and now she doesn't because of the Alzheimer's.
Hi, Ma. Hi, Mom. Hi. How are you? Who am I? Look who I brought with me. Look,
Hey, Grandma.
there's Megan. Megan.
Grandma.
And she sees something. Hi.
Hi.
Danielle.
Hi, Grandma.
She's looking at you, Dee.
I think she's suffering because it's like she can't even have a relationship with us.
That's Danielle.
She doesn't know what's going on. It's like she's dead, kind of, because she doesn't even know us.
She used to be very peaceful, but then when she got the disease, she started being aggressive. And once in the nursing home, she slapped me. It was shocking because I've never seen her hit anyone, and I didn't say anything to her. And I didn't understand why she would do that.
She can't even talk correctly. She only said like 3 words. I don't want to do this anymore. I thought she was bad before. I don't like to talk about it that much, like to my sister or my family, because it's really emotional.
Bye, Mom. She doesn't know what goodbye is.
Yeah.
Bye, Mom.
Bye, Grandma. I love you.
I love you.
It's a really scary concept to anybody at any age to think of having their mind be a blank slate and have no memories there, because our lives are made up of memories, and we can't imagine what that must be like to go to your memory bank and find nothing there. It's really important to encourage kids not to be afraid when they're around someone with Alzheimer's.
Do you know who I am, Grandma?
But there's always that moment when you have to let it sink in that your mother, your father, your grandma, your grandpa doesn't know who you are. I don't think anybody gets used to that.
She still doesn't really remember anything about her life before Alzheimer's. It's like the only thing left of you is your heart and the people that's surrounding you, but you don't know the people who are surrounding you. You used to know them, but you can't remember them. For me, it's very sad to see her like that because she was like the best, and I love her a lot. And ever since that happened, like things started to fade. Mostly he's happy, but so in a little bit part of the day, he's like a little bit mad.
I think it's really important for all of us who love somebody who has Alzheimer's to remember that when they get angry or when they try to strike out or when they don't talk to us, that that's not them, that it's the disease that's doing that, and that there's nothing that you did or I did that would cause that. That's Alzheimer's doing its work.
At first, when I was younger, she would forget where to put things, but then the disease got worse and she couldn't remember who I was. She lives downstairs in the lower part of my house, so I do see her every day after school. We're very good friends, my grandma and I. We like to take walks and bake Rupert pies. And sometimes we'll just chat for hours on end or spend the whole day playing games of pretend. Yay.
I love you.
I love you too, Grandma. Can I wipe your mouth? Thank you. I wonder what's going inside her brain a lot, and I can't imagine to be in her position. Like sometimes she'd be in a good mood, and sometimes she'd be in a bad mood. It's really painful to see her that way.
This weekend, Grandma, I went over to Jasmine's house. Remember Jasmine? I've known her since I was in pre-K. She lives with her mom and her stepdad, and her dad lives 2 blocks away on College Avenue.
Go home.
What's the matter, Grandma?
I'm going home.
When Grandma was in there yelling at you, try not to take it personal, really. It's not Grandma that's talking to you, it's the disease. So just try to remember that, you know, Grandma loves you. There's some part of her that's still searching for her memory. And is trying to find it, but she can't.
Mommy tells me just to cherish the moments that she remembers us and even the moments that she doesn't remember us, because one day we're going to miss her.
Yeah, you know, Grandma spent years taking care of you, and now it's just our turn to understand what she's going through and to take care of her. It's okay, it's okay. It's okay.
If you were in a room and you didn't know where you were and you didn't know who the people were, you'd probably get angry or scared as well. So just know that by showing up and being there, you bring love into that person's life for that minute, that hour, that day.
My grandmother tries to hug me back as much as she can, but it's not easy for her because she can barely move any muscles in her body.
You just kind of have to hold her hand and let her know that you really care about her.
To keep my grandfather's memory alive is to keep all the joy and happiness that he gave us.
A family is a collection of experiences, emotions, stories. I remember my dad as this young, vivacious public servant who ran the war on poverty, who created all of these incredible jobs and programs in the United States of America. We all want to remember the person who has Alzheimer's the way they used to be before they got this disease. If you have a grandma or a grandpa who has Alzheimer's, there are a lot of things you can do to learn about him or her. Get out a video camera, go through a scrapbook, make a scrapbook. Anything you do will be an added bonus.
Hi, my name's Alyssa, and I've known my Grandma Mary Fran my whole entire life. But because she has Alzheimer's, I don't really know her. So that's why I decided to make this documentary about her life.
Here's a shot of Grandma Murray Fran probably when she was 22 or 23.
I love how she's like looking over her shoulder. So pretty, like she's like a movie star. Or...
Yeah, it's one of those sort of glamour shots. And here's a picture of Papa Bart and Grandma Murray Fran right after they were married in January of 1944.
That's neat.
Now here's some pictures of Grandma Murray Fran, and there's you when you were first born.
At this point, did she know that I...
You know, even then...
Who I was and
well,
stuff?
even then, I mean, she obviously knew that you were her new granddaughter,
Right.
but the Alzheimer's was beginning to start, and it was just hard for her to remember.
She didn't remember my name?
Right.
Right. What kind of person was Grandma Mary Fran like to work with?
She was always calm. She was always friendly, personable. So you enjoyed working with her. I never saw her lose her temper or get ruffled, but she did want things to go exactly as she had pictured them.
That sounds like me.
She had a delightful sense of humor, and she was always so ladylike, so proper, and just, to me, sweet all the time.
They were the perfect host and hostess.
So my grandmother must have really loved doing parties, huh?
Well, they loved giving the parties, and everybody loved coming to their parties. And she would work and work and work. It's too bad you didn't know her when she was in her prime.
I know.
You know.
Here's Alyssa, Mary Fran.
How are you?
That's our granddaughter. Thank you.
How are you doing? Are you doing good?
Yeah. Little Alyssa's taking a picture of you. She's doing a picture. Isn't that wonderful?
When I was over there,
That's right.
Do you think that right now she understands what we're saying?
Sometimes she understands when I talk to her. She smiles when I tell her I love her.
What was it about her, Grandma Mary Fran, that made you fall in love with her?
Well, she was a pretty little girl, and I didn't have any other girlfriends, and so I fell in love with her, I guess, on sight. I've been in love with her ever since. And we've had a lot of fun together, haven't we? I love you. You're so wonderful.
While Alzheimer's is unbelievably difficult, emotionally, financially, spiritually, on every level, there's some extraordinary gifts that come to the family, some extraordinary bonds that develop between generations. And I think Alyssa making this film is an incredible contribution to the entire family. And she got to see, sitting right in front of her, real love.
I wish I could have known her as she was before, because as from what I've heard, she must have been a really amazing woman.
One day he's gonna wake up and he's not gonna remember me, and that's gonna be really sad.
Grandpa, I wish that your sickness can go away.
Grandma, I love you and I miss you. If I could do anything in the world to change my grandmother, it would be to find a cure for Alzheimer's, so I wouldn't just be helping my grandmother, I'd be helping other people who have the disease also.
I just want his body to start all over again and he can recreate himself.
Well, I surround myself with pictures of my dad the way I like to remember him. And when I walk in the door, I just try to go, even though I'm 52 years old, "Hi, Daddy. I'm your daughter, Maria." I'll always be his daughter, Maria. And it's okay if I have to reintroduce myself. I just concentrate on the fact that I'm lucky enough to still have my dad.